Greetings! How's everyone doing? So before I get into this video, because I suspect some people might soon ask, Spoon, why the hell are you paying so much attention to Twitter? It's a cesspool of suck-up Neanderthals with their heads so far up their assholes. Excellent summation, I agree wholeheartedly. And that's why I pay attention, because watching them all freak out is rather amusing. Now, yesterday I did a video on the $20 verification fee that was dropped down to $8 now, I think, we shall see. So I thought I would further elaborate on why this is causing such a colossal meltdown from these idiots. Now, I explained yesterday the three-layered approach for the verification on how it's nothing but this artificial piece of code for propping up popularity. It's not real. Now, if you and I were to view it like that, being the sane folk that we are, we would rightfully look at these people like they're unhinged, but that doesn't quite explain why they are so upset about it. See, we don't live in Twatterville, so we don't get it. But there are many people who do. So imagine Twatterville is a real place these people are all plugged into. That verification mark was to them essentially a symbol of the aristocracy of this realm. And what Elon did by making it purchasable, he dissolved the aristocracy and democratized the rank. Now, if you happen to wonder, well, Spoon, you're a monarchist, how do you square this? Don't you favor the aristocracy? Not particularly, but I might like the new king. So, Aiden sent me this from a post from 4chan, and it's a really good post that explains this situation. The reason they're so arsehurt about it is because it's only $8. By directly valuing it, he places their direct value on their handle. They are seething because it causes a cognitive dissonance among them, because they believe their value is much higher than that and makes them special. But instead, everyone with a checkmark who overvalues it now has an $8 sticker on them. It infuriates them even more that they are willing to pay it due to their sunk cost. Assigning a value of $8 is designed to humiliate, not by making them hand over a token sum in tribute, but by showing that the blue mark is no more valuable than a monthly deli sandwich. A blue check used to be something that money couldn't buy, status for liberals. Now it's worth less than a Netflix subscription. Liberals and women will feel that status loss acutely. A Bay Area nursery that had kids collected late started charging $10 for late pickups. Late pickups went up because that's not much money. It's even a bit of a flex to pay it. They changed tack and started putting the kids' coats at the end of the hall if they were serial latecomers. Late pickups stopped almost immediately. The women who were happy to spend an extra $10 were not happy to be shamed, even so slightly and even by proxy. This is why Elon bringing it down by 60%, psychologically speaking, is another humiliating slap in the face. But here's another layer of humiliation on top of that to think of as well. By simply paying this, it's also a symbol of compliance with the new regime. And by that admission, they are now admitting they are just like everybody else, and these people absolutely cannot stand that. Now, if I were to go off what Elon has said about his perception of the digital town square, I'm not saying Elon can't do this, and I can potentially be limited by my capacity to conceptualize here, but I don't think it can become what he wants it to. Not because of anything that he can or cannot do, but merely the reality of the beast that he is dealing with, which is the left. See, leftism is an utter failure of a political ideology, and we can see this with the US right now. It simply does not work. Look at the debates. Every time we see one of Trump's boys goes on stage with these loser Democrats, they get their faces weaved into the canvas. Leftism cannot move forward without the opposition being submissive and muzzled. If the opposition is allowed to hit back, it will obliterate leftism into smithereens. This is why these limp-wristed live on Twitter, because the opposition is stifled. It's how the left have to operate, because functionally, it requires a version of reality. It needs to isolate itself out of necessity and fear. Imagine some privileged, snot-nosed middle-class toff standing in the Colosseum, constantly taunting a lion, and its paws is always just out of reach of smacking them. Elon is the guy that can lift the gate. Elon can talk about letting everyone having an equal say, but to leftists, equality of a fair fight in this arena of ideas, they will only lose. So the idea of competition entering this realm scares them into hysteria. Look at the media and how they reacted and behave still with Elon having bought Twitter. It's like he's going to unleash the apocalypse, because in their world it would mean the end of it, or their democracy as they like to call it. This is why, in the long run, I imagine it might slowly bleed left voices. Some of them will stay because they are gluttonous sluts for punishment. Others will leave because psychologically they can't stand the constant losses. And slowly over time Twitter could become a right-wing haven. I don't know, but the possibility is absolutely there. And that is all for today. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.